this video. I recorded it. It was great. And then I went to play it back, and there was this weird helicopter noise throughout the entire time. I put it through a noise reducer, and then you couldn't understand half of what I was saying, so funny enough, it's kind of important to have good sound quality on ASMR content. Who'da thunk it? So, this is gonna be, I guess more of a first impression kind of thing, because I did the entire video, and I unboxed everything, all of these great recommendations, so we're going to go through it though, because I definitely got a lot of good feedback from the last subscriber recommended video, and so we're going to do it this time. So up first, I have from the house of Lattafa, right? I was told that this was, when I say highly recommended, that is an understatement. This was highly recommended. This is ramz silver, and this particular fragrance is a clone of JPG's Ultramale, and did they need it? Did they need another clone of Ultramale? I don't know. It is a clone of a fragrance that has been cloned very well. Excuse me. And Off and On 9pm did a great job, so I don't think that there was really I don't want to say the market wasn't there, because Off and On 9pm is very successful, but I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point. And of course, there's no countdown because I sprayed these in the first video. So, right out the bat, you can get that blast of the citrus and the fruit, and just like you'd get with Ultramale. And, it's a fresh fragrance, a party fragrance, if you will. A fancy fragrance. It's just, it smells good. And it's real fresh, real light. And, man, it's pretty good. I will say this has a little bit more, I would say, depth than Off and On 9pm. I don't wear Off and On 9pm, so I got the small version of this one. This is the 1 ounce. And actually, what it came down to was I was ordering for another video and needed free shipping, or wanted free shipping. So, needed a little bit of help, and this thing put me over the edge. So, am I happy with it? Yeah, absolutely. But I did not wear Off and On's 9pm, so I don't really see myself wearing this, but I do think this is better than Off and On 9pm. I think it's more in your face and projects better. So, doing ramz silver, I was like, maybe we should just complete the set. And the person who told me about ramz silver also said that they hated ramz gold. But I haven't agreed on every single thing and suggestion that this individual has recommended to me. So I saw ramz gold at TJ Maxx, and I said, let's just pick it up. So I did remark on the first video that it's a weird bottle. The box itself is like a barcode, and then a thumbprint, and then all up and down the bottle you have these affirmations together, but then you have jazz and admire and status. I don't know who did this, but I think it's a cool looking bottle. You can obviously see big size difference there, and I like them. I do like the way they look. fragrance because it is very rose based, floral based, and right off the top it's floral and bitter, and it's so over the top bitter that you kind of just are like, no, I don't like it. But if you stick around for just a little bit, you'll actually be very surprised, and it's really good. But as always, we leave these guys to dry down and then swing back around later. Okay, next. Long time fan of this designer when I was younger, not so much anymore, but never had one of the fragrances. Never had it. And the same one who told me about Ramz told me about this one. This is Ed Hardy's Skull and Bones. The coolest, I think, bottle that I have ever seen. I don't know if anything even comes close, to be honest with you. Look at that. And if you want to get inside, you twist off the skull. Like, that's pretty cool. So whoever told me about this fragrance said that it was kind of like the Paragon kind of fragrances. I guess you can just take this out. Oh, didn't know that. Pop it in there. But definitely went like front and center in my collection. I'd never understood people that get bottles and abuse their bottles. This is a talking piece. This is artwork. This is more than just a bottle, you know, to me. And I never understood the people that just buy fragrances and just abuse them. I don't get it. So right off the bat, you're getting kind of more of a latex, weirdly citrus kind of opening that luckily dies down because it does not have the greatest opening. When I first sprayed this, I was like, man, whoever told me that this was Paco Rabanne-esque, I'm like, never again. I don't think I could trust you anymore. I mean, that was like what I was thinking. Because it's not that. Paco Rabanne is bright, it's citrusy, it's fun, whimsical. This is a little bit more complex. And I'm not saying that necessarily is a bad thing, but it's an EDT concentration, and kind of just, to me, it smells like it gives off those vibes of the 90s, 2000s clothing stores like Hollister. And in his defense, that's exactly what it is. It's exactly that. So, you know, but we'll leave it and then come back, you know. Next. So, one fragrance I've been meaning to try, not because someone told me about it, I've just been wanting to try it, is a fragrance called Owojan. And this Owojan is from a company called Parfums de Marly, and very expensive. And I was told that this fragrance, which I was going to get anyway, was on my list, is a spitting image of Owojan. So I'm like, okay, if I'm going to spend, you know, that much money on Owojan, let me just spend $20 on this and just see if I like it, you know. So this is CK1 Shock. I never in a million years thought that Calvin Klein would make a deep, complicated, sophisticated fragrance. I didn't think it was possible, but apparently they did, and this is it. And like all of these CK1 type, you know, CKB, CK1, they come in like a canteen, and they have a cap. You unscrew the cap, put the atomizer on. I like it, but it's definitely unique. Maybe not everyone's cup of tea. So, Ocean is a gourmand style fragrance, which means food. It has a huge kind of honey note to it, very much in your face. And this fragrance actually, not to be punny, but it did shock me. CK1 shock, it shocked me. It's rich, complex, deep, sweet, 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 sweet. Not as gourmand as you would say in like a camera, or like a camera, kuawa, which is, someone corrected me. That's apparently how you pronounce it. It's not kua, it's kuawa. Interesting. Or even uomo. It's just, those remind me of like butterscotch candies or Tootsie Rolls in the case of uomo, and really smell like a food to me. This doesn't. This has that sort of vibe to it, but it does not say to me, eat, 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 like some fragrances, which I like it. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I was shocked. Again, shocked. CK1 shock. But I was amazed at how much I liked it, so I think I would like Uojan. Up next, if you've been with me for any period of time, you know that I am a huge fan of a fragrance called Layton by Parfums de Marly. Again, another Parfums de Marly, and I think it's probably one of my favorite fragrances. Definitely is my current gym fragrance, and I just think it's so cool. So, Detour Noir, Al Haramain Blue Exclusive. I was happy. And then someone's like, Jill tried Zimaya. And I was like, what is Zimaya? They're like, oh, buckle up, buttercup. And I'm like, okay. And that's what this is. So, from the house of Zimaya, it is Royal Paragon. And this is, I think, the first Layton clone that I've seen that actually tries to clone the bottle too. It's not just the scent profile. It's super cool bottle. Super cool bottle. Just hard glass. ADP concentration. And actually the reason for a lot of my newer fragrances is because of this fragrance. I could only find it on Fragrance Net, so I went on there and I ordered a tester. I always order testers because I feel guilty about throwing away boxes. Like really nice boxes, just throw them away. I have no use for them. And so, I always like testers. Well, they ran out of testers. And instead of upgrading me, they just canceled my order, sent out the rest, and just didn't put in Royal Paragon. Well, Royal Paragon is kind of why I placed the order to begin with, so I had to go back, place another order, which you know, of course, I had to add more fragrances. I had to, because I refused to pay for shipping, so finally got it. And I'll tell you what, even the packaging was impressive on this thing. So the opening is that hit that you're looking for. Layton is a very intense, mentholated type of fragrance. You know, it kind of burns the nostrils, citrus right off the bat, but it also has musk and civet, animal notes, and it's very complex. But it has to have that bite when you first spray it. That is what ALD fails to do in their Stallion, but Detour Noir and Blue Exclusive do a good job, and you know what? This fragrance kills. It slays. It is so good. It's about the same price as Detour Noir, and it's a little bit less pungent. It kicks a little less than Detour Noir, but the kick is there. It's still there. as a $70 fragrance, it's gonna win. If it's outperforming or performing the same as a $70 fragrance, it's gonna win. So I was really good, really good. And it actually made me pretty excited because I have another fragrance from Zimaya coming as well. This fragrance is by far my most suggested fragrance. I think it's a mix between people who really love this fragrance, but also people who have come to know me and my preferred scent profile. I love gourmand. I love rich amber, boozy fragrances, and people have been recommending me this fragrance for a while, and I'm very grateful that they did. This is French Avenues, or Fragrance World, Liquid Brun, and I was not going to bring back any of the boxes, because the boxes are, they're gone. I threw them away, but this guy I actually saved because I was so impressed with him, and it's right here. It even sounds kind of good. So I spent like a good 15 seconds staring at this, like, how do I open it? It opens up like a casket. It opens up like this. And it's got this rich felt. It looks like a casket too. And it's kind of fun. It has the notes as well on the side here. So, top note being cinnamon, bergamot, cardamom, and orange blossom. Middle notes being bourbon, vanilla, and elemi. Base notes being musk, praline, and broxin, and guaiac wood. I've never known how to pronounce that, but I've only seen it a handful of times, so it hasn't been a huge problem so far. And even the bottle's gorgeous. It's a beautiful, beautiful bottle. So, in regards to this fragrance, by the way, this is a clone of another Parfums de Marly's fragrance, and that fragrance is Altair. So I have literally 3 Parfums de Marly's clones right here in front of me. I have the CK1 Shock of Ocean, the Zimaya Royal Paragon, which is Leighton, and then this one, which is Altair. I will say this, y'all did a good job. This is exactly the kind of fragrance that I'd like, but I said this on the first video too. I'm disappointed with its maceration. It just smells like it's undeveloped and has a big alcohol burn, and I can't pick up half the notes because of it, and I know that this fragrance is going to be killer, killer, killer in like 3 months, but right now it's just not, and I kind of wonder if they're just rushing out this fragrance because it's as popular as it is. But looking at this packaging, it was made 3 months ago, so I have no doubt that this is going to be much better as time goes on. So, because I had to do this video again, I actually got another fragrance in the mail, and this is another suggestion. And I got this first experience with this company. This is called Fragrance Lord. First time with this company. And I paid for it. It wasn't free or anything. Like, I paid for it. And they had a sale on Mancera. And while I was there, one of my viewers told me that I should try another Parfums this at a great price, actually. This is 9 mils or 8 mils, I can't remember. And I think it was like $17. So for a Parfum de Marly's fragrance to get 8 mils for that, that's actually pretty good. I think they sent 150 sprays. And with how I rotate, I would probably never have to get this fragrance again. Unless, of course, I liked it, then I probably would. But this here is the only fragrance that I have not tried yet. So this is going to be a blind testing. Now, I heard that this is an absolute spice, not even bomb, a spice nuke. And it's the number one thing that they said about it is do not blind buy. Some people said it's acquired taste. And other people, like the viewer that recommended this to me, said that this is the most complimented fragrance that they have. So I'm ready for anything, and I'm excited about it. So let's do it. Okay, I don't know how many of these are gonna take to go. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is there anything in here? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, what was that? 10, 11. Oh my gosh, is this like broken? It could be broken. Oh. I don't want to move it too close to the microphone. It's making a lot of weird noises. Oh, there we go, there we go. Okay. Gosh, the atomizer is trash. The atomizer is trash on this. It's a cool idea. Take your, favorite fragrance, some travel spray, be able to take it on the plane and whatnot, but that atomizer's garbage. Okay. Cologne. Let's see if I like it. What? That smells like a pine cone to me. Rich, earthy, spicy. It's actually not offensive. It's different, but it's not offensive, which is, I thought it'd be, when people say it's not safe for a blind buy, I'm thinking, oh, it's just over the top offensive. No. The people who don't like this, I don't think it's because they're like, I don't think it's like because they are absolutely disgusted by it. I think it's just like, maybe they just don't know what to do with it. It's pine cone. Like, I don't know how else, like potpourri almost. It's like Christmas themed potpourri. We'll leave that on the side, see if it develops, but it's not really a projection monster. I kind of thought that it would be. I don't know. Alright, let's go back to ramz silver. Let's see what the Drydown is like now. So I totally get why this person that recommended this did so. It is a solid fragrance. I am just not a huge fan of this DNA for my personal wear, but I can take a step outside of my preferences and be like, that was done and that was done well, and to me this is a baller fragrance. And I'm actually going to give this a 9.5. I give it 9.5 out of 10. It's incredible. It's a really good fragrance. So up next we have ramz gold. The one that I actually like. The thing about this, it is rose based, and it makes me excited about some other videos I'm planning because I got some more rose-based fragrances. It's bitter, and that bitterness doesn't leave. But it's also a little sweet because it has some fruit kick to it. Can a man pull this off? Absolutely. But do most men want to wear rose? nice, but it doesn't wow me, doesn't blow me away. It's inoffensive. It's like something that I would put in that like best fragrances for work kind of video. It's good, but it's not. I'm not like, oh my god, have you tried the Ed Hardy? I know. I said it before and I'll stick to it. It's just kind of like that 90s, 2000s fragrance that you see in the clothing stores like Hollister and Aeropostale, you know. Next, Seek One Shock. Ed Hardy, I give a 7 out of 10, not because it's bad, it just doesn't do anything new. My clone of Ocean, my Honey Ember fragrance. I wish this was available in an EDP because it seems like it dissipates very, very quick, and if your fragrance isn't going to last on you, then you just bought an expensive, funny smelling bottle, and so that does it a disservice. But the profile's great. When it dries down, it's much more almost like cake-ish gourmand type vibes. I really like it. I just wish it was stronger, and for that I give it an 8.5. I like the profile. It's the problem I have with CK fragrances is that they are just placeholders, and they're usually gone in an hour. That's unfortunate. And the next, Royal Paragon. This is just an absolute great clone of Layton. As it sits, you're getting much more of that citrus breathing through, and it's just really pleasant, really pleasant. I'll move this to my top shelf, and I gotta give it a 9.5 as well. It's amazing, man, to get something like this and to save yourself the $250 from Layton. It's just so easy, such an easy choice. Next, we have our liquid Brun. I'm really excited for this to masturbate off the base. It smells a lot to me like that sort of gourmand kind of By the Fireplace by Replica. Same vibes, but it has a much more complicated scent profile than that. The thing that I don't like is that I can't get the cinnamon, I can't get the orange blossom. I don't get a whole lot of vanilla, and then in the base, I don't really get a whole lot of musk. I see the praline a little bit, but I think it's just because it's not developed. It's new, it's right on the market. They didn't give it time to macerate, and I think that's just what you get. So that's unfortunate, but I give it an 8.5 out of 10, and I think it's going to be a 9 to a 9.5 after it takes some time. And then that last one, or Cologne by Fragrance Lord. Man, there's something about this that smells fishy, and I don't mean like weird, I mean like fish to me. It's so crazy spicy. I really am trying to figure out if I like it. I just like get a huge hit of pepper. It's complex, but it's also, I don't want to say it's one-dimensional, but there's not competing profiles. You have a lot of like gourmand fragrances and like sweet and savory and woodsy, but fruity. Like there's none of that here, and that's kind of what I mean by one-dimensional. But I don't dislike it. I'm not like, ugh. I think it's just more of that. I'm gonna have to, adjust to it and put it on some skin. I think it would do a lot better on skin than paper, but shockingly, number 1 is gonna be Ramz Silver. It's gotta be. And to be honest with you, other than Royal Paragon, nothing got close to what Ramz Silver can do for the price, but there's not really one fragrance here that I didn't like, even feasible and doable, I will get my hands on them, let you know what I think. But also thank you for recommending them to me in the first place. Because regardless of what I think, I'm grateful for expanding my palette, if you will. So, anyways, hopefully I don't have to make this video a third time. If you're watching this, it means it was success, and I don't have to make it a third time. And if you never see this, then I'll be working on my third one right now, because this is gonna come out, darn it. So, thank you all. Until next time, sleep.